Today, we will talk about plugin handbook. So basically, this is an introduction video. You will need to learn to be a better WordPress plugin developer. So I have come to WordPress plugin documentations, and now if you see, first of all, it has introduction to plugin development. What is this? Basically, you will get a simple idea on WordPress plugin development. And after that, it has plugin basis. So this is some basics part on WordPress plugin, like how you will here you are seeing the header requirement. So one plugin name and your plugin name. So in plugin name, you will give your plugin name and your plugin will be ready. And it has some other attributes also like plugin name, plugin URI, description, version, and some other stuff. So you can see a lot of things here. You can explore a little bit more. And after that, it has activation and deactivation hooks. So if any WordPress plugin activated, then this register activation hook run. And if any WordPress plugin deactivated, then register deactivation hooks run automatically. So this is explained in details here. You can see everything. And here in best practice section, you can see a lot of things here like how you will check any function, how object oriented method will be work. So some other stuff you can see from here. And determine plugins and content directories. So in this, it has some WordPress function that is much important, like using plugin URL, you will get the base plugin path and you can recover your custom JS or custom CSS, whatever it is. And it has some other functions for plugin like plugin URL, which return the WordPress plugin URL, plugin directory URL, it returns WordPress plugin directory URL, dir path, base name, and some other stuff. So some important built-in WordPress functions are here. Like by admin URL, you will get the admin URL link. By maybe get style sheet URL, this will give you the style sheet URL like in root style.css link. So a lot of things you can explore from here. So after that, it has including software license. So this is basically a simple boilerplate that if you want to give GPL 2 or 3 license, then you can see this. And it has uninstall the method. So uninstall method basically run when your WordPress plugin has been deleted by user that time. Like if you see here, it has here example. Okay, to use this method, you need to create uninstall.php. Of course, you will need to create an uninstall.php on your plugin root. And here you will like there is plugin and uninstall php, and then you will give your all over the things. Basically, we remove the options, we remove the extra tables and some other tables that were created on our plugin. We remove all of that in uninstall.php. Okay, so after that, a very important part is plugin security. So if you are creating a plugin, it need to be 100% secure, right? So if you want to secure your plugin, you can follow these steps. First of all, it has checking user capabilities. If you register any function and or maybe any functionalities, so you will give a specific register for each user. Like administrator maybe access all over the things, but a teacher can access some course stuff and a student can enroll the course, teacher can upload the course and some other things. So you can manage all over the things and you can check by user rules and capabilities. Okay, like if I go to bottom here, after that it has data validations. So this is very important. It has moved to data validation page. If you want to validate if anything is array or is string or maybe is email, then you will do something. If not, then you will maybe die or you will show some um, warning or error. That time validating data is much important. So some you were seeing here count in array. It checks the if it's an array. Is email is the check if it's an email. After that, it has term exist, which is check if it's already is term registered or not. Maybe username exist if it has already username, validate file, and some other stuff. You can see a lot of things here. You can research based on your own. And then another most important part for WordPress security, which is nonce. So maybe okay, this content has been moved on nonce page. So if I say about nonce, nonce is basically a random string which is used to detect request is coming from the same website. And the rule is for a nonce, one user can use one nonce. One nonce can't use by two or multiple user. And one nonce will be used for one object or one actions. And one nonce is validate for 24 hours. So you will get a lot of things here. You will get a clear idea if you see all of this. Like maybe I can explore a little bit. Like by WP nonce URL, you will create a URL which has already nonce code. So and then like WP nonce URL, you will give your base URL and then a nonce name. Sorry, and actions, and then you will can give a nonce name, but it's not required. If you not give, it will take WP nonce by default. And adding nonce in a form, so you can add nonce from form by WP nonce field, like here. This is basically a nonce name. So you were saying WP nonce, this is basically a nonce, and this is nonce code. And WP create nonce, we can use this for creating a nonce. And for verifying a nonce, you can use this check admin referrer, or maybe check Ajax referrer. This is used only when request is coming from Ajax. And WP verify nonce. So if we want to verify on form handle, then we can use this WP verify nonce. And nonce life, modifying the nonce lifetime, you need to proper research on this. I've not researched yet, but I will see soon. And some other stuff. Okay, then user rules and capabilities. um in WordPress basically follows some criteria. Like if you have 30 posts as subscriber, you can just see all of these posts, but you can't edit or anything else. As an administrator or super admin, you can see all of the posts, you can delete all of the posts, or you can edit, modify whatever you want. So it has a lot of things based on the rules. So if user has rules, then these rules has some capability access. Okay, like maybe you were a student, so you can enroll the course. So this is a capability, course enrollment. Maybe you can comment on the course. So this is a capability to comment on the course. But student itself is a rule. Okay, so you can see a lot of things here. You can research on that. And it has some common vulnerabilities, so maybe you can see this, how attack are occurred and how you will prevent all of this issue, and some example. And it has another thing is settings. So it's a very important part on WordPress. Like if you need any type of settings for your plugin, you can use this settings API. For creating settings, you will need maybe register settings. First, you will need to register the settings. And if you need to unregister settings on uninstall.php, you will use unregister settings. And first step is to register settings, and then second step is to add field. So add settings field, this is third. Add settings section, this is second. So in add settings section, you will add your field, your sections, and after that add settings fields, you will add on every field. Like add settings sections is a group, and add settings fields, it's all the field that inside on this group. So for rendering the settings API, basically settings API form or fields, you will use setting fields, which will be settings name, which has been used for setting register settings, and do settings sections, this is used for display the sections, and do settings fields, this is used to display only field. So if you basically use do setting section, it will automatically render the field also, because all of the field are inside the sections. But if you use do setting fields, then it will only display the fields, not the section, because fields are outside from the section or box. And if you found any type of issue, any type of error, you can use add settings error. And for a display error, you will use get settings error to catch the error and settings error to display. So here has given the example, like first register settings that we have discussed. You will need option group and option name. Basically we give two our same name. Then unregistered settings on uninstall.php if you need it to unregister these settings. And maybe you can see some other stuff, how display on form, and maybe here it has proper instructions. Like add setting sections, you were saying, I was told before that setting section is a box, like these are a box, and the field are every field inside the box. Can you remember? So here is the field and inside this box. So you can research a lot of things here. And then it has shortcut. So in WordPress, shortcut is an amazing things, like you have created a lot of the functionalities, but if your user use this one shortcut, then he can use all of this. Okay, like you will use add shortcut plugin to create a shortcut, then it will be shortcut slug, and the function, then in function whatever you need to do, you will complete, and then finally you will return the output. Okay, like maybe you can use add shortcut. Here has been created Bartek. So in Bartek function, use shortcut attts. What it does, basically if attributes are not exist, then this default will be, and if attribute are exist from function user given the attribute, then this will be replaced. Like info, if user give not something, user given abc, so this will replace on abc. Okay, so add shortcode and other stuff you can research is all of this. So yeah, this is the basic things to work with. And another one suggestion is, if you want to learn all of these things but feels that these are some issue, or you are facing trouble to find this documentation, or documentation is not helpful to you, then I have created a complete video for you. Okay, if you go to here, if I go to playlist, I have created a playlist which is WordPress plugin development final 2026. So it has already 13 video on WordPress plugin development. So what I have already described all of these, except one or two, I have completed all of these in plugin development. So I'm already working on this. Every day I upload one or two video here. Maybe inshallah I will try to complete this soon. So you can start from here. You will start from this WordPress plugin class 1 final, and then you will do class 1, then maybe class 2. It's not perfectly organized. Here is class 2 and class 3, 3 part 1, part 2, then class 4, and then you will start 5 part 1 and 5 2 part 2. So this is a complete go through about plugin development. You can ask any questions or anything else if you need it. I will try my best to answer your questions. Thank you so much. Have a great day.